Hello and welcome to this special presentation, Verdict on Namaz, which we are bringing to you from Ayodhya. For the younger generation, the reference point whenever you speak about Ayodhya would be the 1992 Babri Masjid demolition. But this fascinating historical holy city also has many examples of Hindu-Muslim coexistence. One such is whatever remains of what used to be a mosque here. This possibly this minaret here, is the only reference to that mosque. But right next to it is also a temple. After the demolition of the Babri Masjid in 92, when the Supreme Court started hearing the court case in 1994 for the title suit of Ayodhya case, it made a very strong judgment. It said that mosque is not an integral part of Islam. Now, a three-judge bench cut to present in this apex court with a 2-1 split verdict upheld that observation and also said that there is no need to send the title suit, the main case of Ayodhya, to a larger bench. Let's take a look at what happened in the apex court in this hearing.
The Ayodhya land dispute in the Supreme Court has entered the last lap. The court will start hearing from October 29th. The date was set after the court on 27 September refused to review a 1994 judgment that said masjid is not integral to Islam. Muslim groups' demand was rejected in a 2:1 split verdict. Justice Ashok Bhushan, who wrote the verdict for himself, and Chief Justice of India Dipak Misra said that the 1994 verdict was on a land acquisition case and would have no bearing on the Ayodhya case as it is an ownership dispute. The two judges said there was no need to refer the matter to a larger bench. Justice S. Abdul Nazir gave a dissenting judgment. Justice Nazir said that the case needs to be referred to a larger bench, and he asked if a decision on a practice can be taken without a detailed study of the religion in question.
The majority judgment will please the majority. The minority judgment will please the minority. The very problem that we started off with has not been resolved. It's not a question of arithmetic. It is a question of convincing everybody that the Supreme Court unitedly in this case should have spoken with one voice.
While the Muslim litigants were disappointed, Hindus say a roadblock has been removed.
We expected that this matter should have been referred to the larger bench so that the Ismail Farooqi observation of the court should have been settled for one and all.
Not victory, it's a road clear for me to go ahead and prove what is already known. The masjid is not an essential part, and especially this Babri Masjid is not an essential part of Islamic religion. Therefore, it can be shifted and it can be put to do it somewhere else.
The Ayodhya dispute is now bound to become a big election issue ahead of 2019.
ये बहुत महत्वपूर्ण फैसला है। 1994 में भी माननीय उच्चतम न्यायालय ने इस प्रकार की अपनी व्याख्या की थी और मुझे लगता है कि श्री राम जन्मभूमि से जुड़ा हुआ जो कथित विवाद है, जितनी जल्दी इसका समाधान हो जाए वो देश के सौहार्द के लिए और समृद्धि के लिए आवश्यक भी है।
तो अयोध्या का पूरा मामला है वो एक तरह से जो लैंड डिस्प्यूट है उसी की बुनियाद पर होगा। गालिबन उसका मतलब ये है कि जो आस्था की बुनियाद पर कुछ लोग बात कर रहे थे, जिसकी वजह से केस आया था, उसका संज्ञान सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने नहीं लिया है।
Judiciary cannot decide what is essential feature of a religion, and I submit this very respectfully. It is for the religious clergy to decide what is an essential feature of a religion.
With the Supreme Court paving the way for possibly an earlier decision in the Ayodhya land dispute case, Ram Mandir will dominate the discourse in the run-up to the Lok Sabha polls. While BJP hopes this will work to its advantage, the Congress seems to be wary of the outcome.
The dispute in question is historical and a political debate, and this is centered around a controversial disputed piece of land, which is just about 300 meters from where I'm standing, and we are not allowed to take our cameras beyond this. That plot of land, which the Hindu groups believe is the birthplace of their deity Ram. This, in fact, entire controversy gained momentum, gained ground in December 1992 when the Hindu groups demolished the Babri Masjid. And post that, there have been these political tension and, of course, a big political issue that still gains a lot of resonance.
In the 1980s, the Vishwa Hindu Parishad, a body linked to the BJP via the RSS, launched a movement to reclaim a site in Ayodhya, considered Lord Ram's birthplace, to erect a temple dedicated to Ram Lala. The newly formed BJP became the political face of the campaign. Advani rode his Rath over the political landscape that was India, unleashing passions and divides that would challenge the apparently secular narrative that the Republic had chosen for itself. When Advani had let the genie of Hindu majority out of the bottle, he had also aptly positioned the BJP to reap the electoral benefits that followed the renewed polarization of society. If there is one march in the annals of independent India that marks the end of an epoch and the beginning of another, it is the Rath Yatra led by Lal Krishna Advani in 1990. Advani, also called the Iron Man of the BJP, changed the face of the party and introduced the concept of hardline Hindutva as the core political ideology of the BJP. And the Rath Yatra that he began on 25th of September 1990 cemented his reputation as a Hindu hardliner.
Till 89, should I say, it never sounded as big. But yes, it had built up. There was a feeling that, politically BJP stands to gain out of this. But then suddenly Mulayam Singh was there on the horizon. His government was formed. And, suddenly this entire issue started getting much more momentum than it ever got.
On 23rd of October 1990, Advani was arrested at Samastipur just before his Rath was to cross into UP. The BJP immediately withdrew support from the National Front government at the centre. And on 7th of November 1990, VP Singh paid the price of having stopped Advani's Rath from reaching Ayodhya. It cost him his prime ministership. The twin towns of Ayodhya and Faizabad began to resemble a fortress as the Janata Dal Chief Minister Mulayam Singh fortified the area around Babri Masjid to stop car sevaks from reaching the site. But it was not enough, as VHP and Bajrang Dal activists continued to pour into the town, evading Mulayam's police barricades. On October 30th, 1990, thousands of car sevaks thronged the Hanuman Gadi crossing. Despite the curfew, first-time BJP MP Uma Bharti, VHP Joint Secretary Ashok Singhal, and Swami Vamdeo of the RSS led about 15,000 car sevaks towards the Babri Masjid. A few car sevaks even managed to climb the dome of the mosque and unfurl a saffron flag on top.
उस दिन मेरे ख्याल से दो जत्थे निकले थे, एक हनुमान जी के मंदिर के सामने से, एक थोड़ा साइड से ऐसे बगल से निकला। जो बगल से निकला था उसमें बिल्कुल लड़ाई ऐसे हो रही थी जैसे युद्ध हो रहे होते हैं, एक तरफ जनता और एक तरफ मुलायम सिंह का शासन।
With instructions from the Mulayam Singh government to not allow any damage to the mosque, the police resorted to firing at the crowd. The incident earned the Chief Minister of UP the title of Mullah Mulayam and would cost him his seat. The BJP, wanting to cash in on the belligerent Hindu sentiments that the Rath Yatra had unleashed, mounted a shrill campaign centered around the Ram Mandir issue. The VHP, along with the BJP, that was fast realizing the potentially larger political dividends this emotive issue could generate, began collecting consecrated bricks from across the country for the proposed Ram temple. The 1991 general elections saw BJP add 35 more MPs to its Lok Sabha tally, taking their strength to a sizable 120. The tally may have been higher but for the assassination of Rajiv Gandhi. On 21st of May, one day after the first phase of polling for 221 of the 525 seats, Rajiv Gandhi was killed by an LTTE suicide bomber in Sri Perambaddur, Tamil Nadu. The remaining two phases of polling were delayed and held in June and July. When the results came, the Congress won a sizable number of seats that were polled after the assassination. The Congress with 244 seats became the single largest party, and Narasimha Rao took over as the 9th Prime Minister of India. While the new Prime Minister chose to take a deliberately non-committal, non-confrontationist stand on the Ram Mandir Babri Masjid issue, the BJP had tasted blood with its success in the UP elections. After all, the battle cry for Ram, Roti and Insaf had placed a BJP government in Lucknow.
मुख्यमंत्री के रूप में उस आंदोलन के साथ मैंने जुड़ा। आंदोलन चल रहा था तब भी, और आंदोलन चलाने वाले आंदोलन चला रहे थे, और उस आंदोलन के प्रति मेरी भी पूरी सहानुभूति थी।
In October 1992, VHP announced its decision to organize a grand car seva on the 6th of December the same year. The car seva was to be held in what the Sangh Parivar maintained as the undisputed area around the shrine. But there were fears that in the tense atmosphere, the mosque might be damaged.
बजरंगी की फौज चली, गली गली में मात भवानी का गूंजा जयकारा है, कहो गर्व से हम हिंदू हैं,
On the 27th of November, the Kalyan Singh government submitted two assurances to the Supreme Court. First, as long as the 2.77-acre land acquisition dispute around the Babri Masjid remained unresolved, car seva for building the temple would not take place. Second, the state government was fully committed to safeguarding the Babri Masjid. By the 5th of December 1992, an estimated 250,000 people had gathered around the disputed structure.
मैं अपनी कुर्बानी देने के लिए आया हूं, लेकिन मंदिर बनेगा और वही बनेगा।
On 6th of December, people began assembling from early morning. Sadhus, car sevaks, journalists and BJP top leadership, everyone was there. Around 11 a.m., the first of the car sevaks broke through the cordon. By 11:43 a.m., some car sevaks climbed on top of the dome of the masjid. The car sevaks attempted to demolish the structure that the Kalyan Singh government had given assurance to the Supreme Court it would protect. Voices were barely heard over the chants of the crowd. By 12:05 p.m., all three domes were submerged under the car sevaks. Hundreds more started attacking the base of the structure.
The epic Ayodhya court case, in fact, court battle began way back in 1885 when Mahant Raghubir Das, a Hindu priest, filed a case seeking permission to build a temple in the courtyard of the masjid. Well, the Faizabad district court at that point of time rejected that petition, but ever since a number of cases have been filed regarding the ownership of the disputed land.
While the Ayodhya land dispute reached a crescendo in 1992, this was not where the story began. This dispute has a long history behind it. It was in the 1980s that the Ram Temple movement gathered momentum. In 1986, a lawyer appealed before the Faizabad district and sessions judge that the Ram Janmabhoomi gates be unlocked on the grounds that the Faizabad district administration and not a court had ordered its closure. A district judge then ordered the gates of the mosque be opened for Hindus, for them to be able to offer prayers. On December 6, 1992, hundreds of car sevaks brought down the mosque, triggering massive riots across the country. In 1993, the then President Dr. Shankar Dayal Sharma sent a single-point reference under Article 143 to the Supreme Court, asking it to decide if any temple existed on the site. In 1994, the Apex Court refused to comment on the issue, but said that namaz could be offered anywhere and that a mosque was not necessary for this. It also ruled that the government could therefore, if needed, acquire the land that a mosque is built on. Muslim bodies demanded this sweeping verdict be revisited. In 2002, the Lucknow bench of the Allahabad High Court began hearings on determining who owns the Ayodhya site. On September 30th, 2010, the High Court ordered a three-way division of the disputed land. 1/3 for the Sunni Waqf Board, 1/3 for the Niromahi Akhada, and 1/3 to the party for Ram Lala. But in 2011, the Supreme Court stayed the judgment of the Allahabad High Court after Hindu as well as Muslim groups appealed against it. In March 2017, Supreme Court called for an amicable settlement to dispute over who owns the site, saying the sensitive and sentimental matter is best settled out of court. In the lead up to the current verdict, it was in July 2018 that the court concluded a series of arguments on pleas challenging the 1994 verdict that mosque was not integral to Islam, and reserved its judgment till it was declared on 27th of September 2018.
By upholding that a Muslim can pray anywhere and that a mosque is not indispensable for namaz, the Apex Court has given the right to the government to acquire the land on which a mosque is built. Come October 29th, the Supreme Court will begin hearing in the civil title suit of Ayodhya case. But make no mistake that the grounds for a precursor to the big political battle of 2019 elections have already been laid. Well, that's all that we could pack for you in this special edition, which we are bringing to you from the Ghats of Ayodhya, where preparations for the Diwali celebrations in just about a month from now are in full swing. With that, me Ankit Tyagi signing off from Ayodhya.
Thanks for watching the video. For more such news and updates, please like, share and subscribe to India Today. Also check out our other great videos from our channel. We know you would love to.